With the 11th selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the Toronto Blue Jays select Alek Manoah, a right-handed pitcher from West Virginia University. The New York Mets have the next selection.
This guy's huge. 6'6", 260 pounds, and Miami native, led the Cape Cod League in strikeouts. He carried that over into this season, highlighted by a 34 1/3 inning scoreless streak. Our Hall of Famer John Smoltz has more on the big right-hander Alek Manoah.
Well, this pick comes with a big package, and that big package I'm talking about is 6'6", 260 pounds. Of a guy who will go downhill with a long arm delivery and an athletic delivery with his fastball. Fastball plays anywhere between 94 and above, and certainly he goes downhill. You can see he's an athletic big guy, and he's got basically a two-pitch mix. The slider plays against right-handers and left-handers. He's been able to change the break on this pitch, and I think as the future unfolds, the ability to bring along a third pitch will be the key to see if he stays in the rotation. I think for Alek Manoah, he pitches with so much emotion that you can be assured that wherever he pitches, you're going to get a guy that puts everything he has into his craft.
So the Blue Jays take the second pitcher selected on this night, and it comes at number 11, Alek Manoah. Jonathan Mayo is reading that he studied video of Dylan Betances and Chris Sale to pick up a slider to go along with that 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Is that true?
Well, there aren't that many big guys that you can look at of his size that it makes sense. And yeah, and he did do that, and he is a student of the game. He learned a lot in that Cape Cod stint, and he did carry it over. This was a guy who was really inconsistent at the beginning of his career, much more consistent this year. There are still some questions about the command. It's hard to repeat your delivery when you're that big, and I think that is going to be the biggest issue for him, along with the development of that third pitch, whether or not he stays in the rotation or ends up in the back end of a bullpen.
Yeah, I want to go to Jim Callis here. Jim, is there safety in a pick like this? Because you look at a guy, and you don't want to just think reliever picking at number 11, but he could be a dominant reliever if he can't get the command together to be a frontline starter.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case, and there's, I think, more value placed on relievers than in the past as starters are pitching fewer innings. But you're right, if he can't keep the body in sync and throw enough strikes or quality strikes to be a starter, I mean, this guy might be upper 90s with a wipeout slider, pitching an inning at a time. I actually like the changeup. He doesn't use it as much. John Smoltz showed one of them in his breakdown, but I think he's got some feel for a changeup. So you got the potential for 3 picks. It's all going to just be about keeping everything in sync on a consistent basis, which is hard when you're 6'6", 260. Not a lot of big leaguers who are that size.
Yeah, but it's cool. 6'6", 260. That's imposing, Jim. Thank you. And Harold, you're the only one on this desk that stepped in the batter's box in the big leagues, and you know when guys make you feel uncomfortable. He looks like an uncomfortable at bat.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's big. Biggest guy I saw was Lee Smith. He's going to Cooperstown. He used to scare you to death. You look at the big guys. Anytime you get a big pitcher like that, that is intimidating. But it's the delivery, how far out they get with that delivery. Watching this young man throw, he's definitely getting on top hitters real quick.
Do you see him as a frontline starter?
No, I see him as a back-end guy. I mean, bigger guys like that usually struggle with their balance. You struggle with your balance, you're going to have inconsistent fastball command. But that fastball and slider, those are 2 wipeout back-end pitches. And the way the game has gone, those guys, if you're not a 1, 2, or 3 starter, then you could make a compelling argument having a strong back end of the bullpen is a better use of your assets.
Yeah, 99 miles an hour from Manoah. So there's the velocity we're looking for. We got it from Alek Manoah, who's selected tonight. Manoah with the 11th overall selection by the Toronto Blue Jays.